Okay, we've got another awesome training video by Mr. Jaffe here, and this is going to be a Photoshop project, and it's going to be a paintbrush project. So it's called PS Paint, I believe 3. I think we've already done a couple of these earlier in the year, so this might basically be a review of the brushes, but anyway, I got some new stuff for you too, I think. So we're going to go and start Photoshop Creative Cloud 2018. This guy. You need a picture. You need to use a picture for this project. It could be any picture of you or your friends, or you and your friends, or just your friends, right? And there's various places to find those pictures. You should be aware of by now. You go to room 31. Go to week 1 pics, week 8 pics. I think we took pictures also like week 24 or something. Any of the folders that say pics on it. And also you have pictures in your photo booth you can use. Alright, I'm going to use one from week 8 pics. And I already have it on my desktop. So I'm going to open it up. Whenever we unlock a picture or begin a Photoshop activity with a picture, we've got to unlock it. Alright, so we're going to come here and unlock it. Just by clicking on that little lock on that layer. And I want to start with a brush that's not a paintbrush, but it's a selection brush. And it's called the Quick Select brush. And it's a really good brush to use, but it works like a brush. So you just use brush strokes, and whatever the brush touches is what gets selected. So you stay off the edge. It will push out and find the edge for you. That's why I like this brush, because it's smart. It kind of figures out where the edge might be. And I'll show you how to use it so you can make corrections. Sometimes it makes mistakes. It is a brush that thus it has a size, like a diameter, and you can check that diameter out by coming onto the stage or coming onto the document. You can barely see mine, so it must be small. So I'm going to use the right bracket key to make it bigger. Those are the keys in the top right main portion of the keyboard, the top right corner, second row. Second and third from the right are the bracket keys. The second one, or the one on the right, makes it the brush bigger. The one on the left makes the brush smaller. Remember that? So a medium-sized brush here is all I need. So I'm going to start near the top, click, hold, and kind of just pull down. And look how easily that did the job for me. Let me get the letters as well. It just missed my ear here. So I'm going to click there. If it overdoes it, if it makes a mistake, you can Command D to deselect. Get rid of that marching on trail. Try it again. Alright. And if for some reason you overdo it like that, if it jumps out to something else in the background, you go up here to the minus option. Up here to the minus option. Come from the outside this time and push it in until it finds that edge that you want. And if you have some tight little areas, you can make the brush smaller to kind of get in there if you need. Okay? Pay attention to whether you're on the minus or the plus though. Plus is to add to the selection. Minus is to take something away from the selection. Once you get the marching ant trail where you want, we want to, I just want to demonstrate what's been selected is me. But what I really want to do, Command D, is get rid of the background. Leave me in the picture. So I have to inverse the selection. So to do that, once you make your selection, you go up here to select, inverse. So again, select, inverse. Now you'll see the marching ant trail around the edge as well as around you, whatever you selected. So now if I hit the delete key, I should get checkerboard. Make sure you unlock the layer before you hit that delete key though, okay? I'm going to do a Command D to deselect. And using the move tool, I can move me around. I can also do a Command T, and I can change, holding down the Shift key, grabbing your corner edit box, I can change my size. Right? I can rotate. I can flip if I need to. All those things in Command T. I could also hit the check to get out of that. I could also hold the Option key down, click and hold, and now I got two of me, and there's two, so I'm two separate layers. And if you want, I can even hold the Option, get three of me. Command T that layer, and rotate it. Like so. Click the check though. Always click, see if you got a check up there, you got to click it, otherwise you can't do anything. All right, so now I have all these layers. That's fine. Now let's talk about the brushes. First of all, for colors. The brush tool will work off the foreground color on top there. And there are swatches. So if you come over here, you click on the swatch panel. To get these colors, I really like these. I'm going to go up to those four lines. It always means there's more stuff there, right? When you have that in the corner. And I'm going to go and pick this paint color swatches. And I'm going to click OK. And that's how you get these colors here. So I'm going to go to the brush tool, which B for brush, right? Brush tool. And I'm going to set my diameter to my brush, just like I would any brush. And I can start painting. But before I do that, look, I'm painting on one of the pictures that have me on it. And I want to have more control. So I'm going to go up to the history panel. And I'm going to undo that paintbrush stroke using the history panel up here. Shows you all the things you've done so far. Right? You can click all the way up here. Or you can come back. Right? Anywhere you need to be. But once you position this and you do something, everything below it gets forgotten. And the new stuff starts showing up below it, right? Okay, so I want to put a layer on the bottom to be a background layer. So I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to drag that layer to the very bottom. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Command Z. I'm running out of room here. Show you my layers. Go ahead and drag that to the bottom. Now it becomes the background of all these other layers on top of it. So when I do a brush stroke, it is behind me. Okay. If I want to put a layer on top, I can add a new layer, and I could put that layer in the very top. That way, I'm able to turn layers on and off and undo certain things I might not want in the future. Just gives me more control. So we want to use layers in Photoshop. All right, so what can I do with a layer on top? Well, maybe I want to be an easy breezy cover girl. I'm gonna go get some makeup and give me some nice rosy cheeks. Or I want to be like a leopard, put a bunch of little dots on my forehead. All right. Whatever you want to do to you or your friends. And also, I should show you something. It's called opacity. Make my brush bigger. So if I want to paint my face a different color, oh, you see, it's too solid. So let me go and undo that brush stroke. I'm going to go up here to opacity. If I set the opacity to like, oh, you know, it's a slider, so I could set to maybe 30%. Now, when I color, I could still see 70% of what's behind it. See that? and you can make change to the brush size so you can get in to tight little areas if you need. So that's opacity. Just remember, it'll stay that way till you change it back, right? So always check that if it's looking like that when you use it, go up and look at the opacity. Okay, so there's some stuff with brushes. The big thing here was the quick select tool, another selection tool, the best selection tool, and also having fun. Photoshop with photos and the brushes, create some cool art, digital art, and also have some fun. When you're done, you want to go ahead and file, save as, and keep this as a Photoshop format first. And then we're going to call this PsPaint3. Spell that right. Paint3FL. Save it to your documents folder. And when you're really done and you want to get it on your website, we got to check the image size. So I'm going to close the history panel here. I'm going to go up to image size. And I'm going to switch from inches to pixels because I know pixels better. And oh, it's big. It's really big. 5,760 pixels wide. Needed to be about 10% of that for web starts. So I'm going to cut it down to about 550 for the width or the height. Keep it under 1,000 for both, and that'll work better. Click OK. Command 0. You could see it's not really pixelated when I zoom in, but it'll be about that big on web starts, which with these screens, that's actually pretty big. So I'm going to go File, Export. No, I'm not. I'm going to go File, Save As. Well, how about this file save, since I made a change, and then File, Save As. And now I'm going to change the format to a JPEG or PNG. So PNG here, if you want the checkerboard to be clear. If you want the checkerboard to be white, click JPEG, click OK or Save, and click OK. And now you'll have a PsPaint3FL.jpg or PNG, depending on what you did, in your documents folder, ready for you to upload to your photography page, photo page. Label this as PsPaint3. All right? Have fun. Take your time on the painting. Ask for a brush or a pen for the tablet. Good job.